let's talk profitability, okay? In order to become a profitable trader, you have to be what? Consistent in your trading daily. I always have this, and I always state, you must be green each day and never in the red. I don't care who you are as a trader, I stick by that and I live by that. I'm not saying that you're not going to have a losing trade, but one of the biggest things you must understand in trading is risk management. You have to be able to control the amount of money that you're leveraging or you're risking in the market every trade you take, okay? In this video here, I want to show you using a trade that I took today. Yes, I trade supply and demand, and lots of people get the term order blocks confused with supply and demand. Let me tell you right now, it is the same exact thing. So if someone talks about order blocks in their videos, okay, it is the same thing as supply and demand. Now, you can trade supply and demand, on the basis of however it works for you. For me, this a step-by-step rules that I follow that help me identify key zones or areas that I truly believe are high probability setups, okay? So I want to run down using this demand setup that I saw this morning, all right? Using pretty much a pair chart approach, okay, in a sense. So again, if you're someone that's struggling to be consistent and you have a small account, you may want to watch this video. Continue watching, I'm telling you, because it may make all the difference in the world in your own trading. Now, I'm going to be using these lower time frame charts, but the same setups or same strategy you can apply even using higher time frame charts, okay? So let's talk about this trade that I just took, all right? Follow it step by step, rewatch it if you have to, okay? It's imperative if you want to become successful, be consistent, and have a means of profitability on a daily, okay? So I'm looking here at a 24 range chart, okay? And then I'm going to scale down. I always talk about top-down analysis. It's imperative because that helps you gauge the direction of the market. So you should know what the market is trying to do, overall, all right, from a macro standpoint, okay? Now, what I see here is that at the price made this high right here, it made a low, okay? And ever since it made that low, it has not made a new high. So it's been making lower, highs to the downside. It broke right here, making a new low right here, made a lower high. So to me, it looks like we are channeling, all right, moving to the downside. Here we go, regression channel here. Oops, sorry about that. Wrong one. Trend channel, here we go. Using this right here, see that? Moving to the downside, lower high, lower high, lower high. So, okay, so to me, things kind of look bearish over the last few days, okay? Say 5, 6, 7, 8 days, whatever the case is, all right? But in looking at this chart here, the 24 range chart, now, again, I trade range-based charts. It doesn't matter if you trade time-based charts or tick or volume. It doesn't matter, guys. Whatever works for you, the chart style, the time frame, use it to your advantage is what I'm trying to say. Because supply and demand is universal. You can trade it no matter the chart, okay? But always, kind of use a top-down analysis when doing so, all right? So I saw this lower high right here, right? Okay? And I noticed we have a demand area sitting down here at the bottom, right? All right. But for me, we really haven't tapped into any particular zone, okay? So what I'll do at that point is I'll scale down to a lower time frame chart, all right? Now, I took a long entry, okay? Kind of, if you want to say against the grain in a sense, if you're looking at a higher time frame chart. And you can do so if you know how to counter trend correctly, all right? Now, again, I'm trying to help you identify ways in which you can scalp, okay? Using a simple order block strategy to help grow a small account you may have. Let's say you have $500 in your account. I'm not telling you to jump over to the E-minis. I'm telling you that if you want to grow a small account and you're a beginner trader, you probably and definitely want to start trading the micros first, okay? Yes, all right? Because you're not going to make as much starting off with, but you can build your account slowly to where you can transition over to the e-minis. Okay, so the micros trade at what, $1.25 a tick, and the e-minis trade at $12.25 a tick. So it's a big difference there. But look, if you do not have much money to leverage within the market, all right, and I highly recommend, if you're someone that's not looking to put on a lot of risk and don't have the capital to do so, and you have a small amount of money in your account, trade the micros, okay, and build your account that way. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of zoom into what I'm talking about. So I took a demand setup because I didn't see anything going on here on my 24 range. So what did I do next? I scaled down to a lower time frame chart. All right, and this is a great way to help identify you or help you get into trades. You know, when you're sitting here waiting all day and you're waiting for maybe a price to touch or tap into a zone, either a supply or demand off of a higher time frame, and you just don't get it because maybe the market is ranging in a sense. Well, what I do is I scale down to a lower time frame, my 12 range, which is actually my entry chart. I saw here that we had a break of structure in this area right here, but we had a demand zone. Okay, we had a demand zone. Now, again, I was waiting for this red line represents that demand zone on the 24 range. We did not tap into it yet. But I noticed as price was approaching or coming down to that area that we had what? That we had a demand zone where there was a break of structure off the 12 range chart, okay? Again, be mindful because it looks like we are in a bearish channel to the downside off the higher time frames. But that's okay because I am only looking for opportunities to scalp within the market, all right? So, price broke structure here as it was moving to the upside. Anytime price breaks an area of structure, it's going to leave behind, and you should be looking for either a supply or demand zone. In this case here, we have a demand setup. What is demand? Aggressive buying. So we wait for price to come back to this zone right here. I always talk about this. Break a structure, leaving behind either an area of demand or supply, and price pulls back into that zone. Now, once price taps into my zone, all right, I'm looking for what? I'm looking for some means of rejection to take price higher. My eye, okay, once price taps into the zone and I get the rejection, I want to see, are there areas, specifically to the left-hand side of my chart, meaning this area right here as price was retracing back, where there are imbalances or what I like to call gaps in the market to where price can maybe move back and fill, okay? So when price taps into the zone, I'm looking to the left, okay, to see are there areas of imbalances, okay? So we tap into this area of demand, all right? At that point now, what I'm going to do is I want to scale down to my full range, and now I need to see I want to see an area of demand, okay? So basically, I'm looking for a means of a break of structure now, even on the lower time frame, where there's an area of demand as well. So I'm getting double confirmation in a sense. I'm trading at a slightly higher time frame, a 12 range, where it is a demand zone, and now I want to scale down to an even lower chart, which is my 4 range chart, to see if we get a break of structure where a demand zone is created. So let's scale down right now. All right, so look what happens here. Price pulls back to this demand area, okay? All right. Again, this is an order block as well, off the 12 range chart. Simple strategy that you can use in your own trading. You're just identifying supply and demand or order block zones, okay? So look what happens here. Off of the 4 range, price taps into that order block from the 12 range chart. Now, all we're doing now is we want to be able to see if price is going to create a demand zone, okay, or an order block area or zone to where we can get into a trade to go long. But again, we have to be mindful because the market does seem kind of bearish, making a lower highs to the downside on that channel I showed you, all right? But that's fine because you could scalp, okay, and make money this way, all right? So take a look. When price retraces back, it taps into the order block from the 12 range chart. This is our setup. This is our strategy that we're following. Understand? Now, what I'm looking for now is a break of structure on the 4 range chart. Okay, we're on the 4 range now. All right, price break structure right here at 26. The close of that green candle you see right there, it takes out this high here at 26. Now, the moment price pulls back, all right, if you notice here, it left behind a small little imbalance as price pushed higher right before the break of structure here. When it took out this last red candle right here on the way to the upside, it left a little imbalance from here to the top end right here. Then it pulls back. So let me show you the imbalance that left behind. A lot of people may not know how to really mark this. From here to right here, okay? When price took out this last red candle, before it pushed higher, or as it was pushing higher to break structure, all right, it didn't just immediately pull right back to it. It pushed a little higher, broke structure, and then it pulled back, okay? It pulled back to fill this gap and come back to this. Now it's going to be our classified order block, okay? Or our demand zone. So let's mark that zone now. Off. Oops, sorry about that. I meant to grab this right here. This is going to be our new order block or demand zone, all right? Right here, off the 4 range. Now, all I'm looking for at this point here is, I got an aggressive on this trade, guys, at the moment it broke this area right here. But if you're conservative and you're concerned about having a small account and you want to grow it, wait for the break of structure for the demand zone to be created off the lower time frame now. Pull back and look for a break of a candle in the opposite direction, which confirms for me rejection, okay? So immediately when I see this break of structure and price create this demand zone, I'm looking to the left-hand side of my chart and see, are there any imbalances or gaps that price needs to fill? Well, look here. There is an imbalance resting right here. There is an imbalance resting right here. And then there's some above as well, right here. And let's see, right, no, not right here, right, let's see, yep, right here, right here, and right here, yep, right here. So there are a bunch of small little imbalances that price left behind, even on the 4 range chart, okay? So I'm really focusing, once we get the break of structure, see this last swing to the downside right here, this area where price broke structure to the downside. I'm really primarily focusing on the imbalances in this area here, okay? That's going to be the first area that I want to see price fill those imbalances as it's moving back to the upside. I want to see it fill the imbalances within this area here where price broke structure to the downside. So I'm taking off, most of my contracts or most of the, my lot sizes there. And then you can basically, if you want to, leave behind a trailing stop or a contract that can trail behind, okay? And as you see, I got out in this area right here, but price continued to the upside, all right? So look here. Let me show you. When price broke structure right here, it pulls back to the demand zone. We get the break of structure, not break of structure, sorry. We're waiting for the rejection. We get the break of candle in the opposite direction as this green candle right here closes above this last red down candle. Once it breaks there, that is your signal to go long, okay? You go long here at 27, take it back up to at least 30 and a half, and you pick yourself up 3.5 points real easy, okay? Real easy, and possibly 4 points there. Then just simply maybe exit out most of your lot size, your contracts, and then if you have a contract that you want to trail or let it run, then let it do so. So if you got out here at say 37.5, pick yourself up 3.5 points. Maybe you're trading with, I don't know, let's just say 4 micro contracts, okay? 4 micro contracts. You exit out 3 of those contracts at 37.5. You pick yourself up 3.5 to 4 points, all right? Now, if you had allowed your runner to trail behind or your last contract to run, look what price pulled up to now, 40, okay? It pushed up another 3 points, okay? So then that last contract, you've picked up primarily 6.5 points off of that one contract, okay? So this is how you can slowly grow a small size account, okay? Trading order blocks. Simple as that, all right? But that's pretty much all I wanted to do in this video, was just kind of just break things down to nitty gritty, as detailed as possible, because it is not too difficult if you follow the step-by-step process and looking for the right setups, okay? Now, if you're interested in joining our Discord, where I talked about that I posted the trade entry here, as well as so many other of my other trade entries, as well as community members, okay? We have over 1,000 community members on the Discord community where they are sharing their entries, meaning we're taking screenshots and we're posting our trade entries. There's a floor on there called the trading floor. trading floor. It's where we as traders come together and we share our trades. All right. If you're interested in doing so, then come over and join us. Invite yourself in by clicking on the Discord link found in the description portion of this video. But stop right now. Do me a favor. If you found some value and you love the content here, drop a like on the video for one. Please subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Trust me, you're going to want to do so if you're truly trying to become a consistent and profitable trader. As well, make sure to click on the bell next to the subscribe button and turn on all your post notifications so you never miss one of the uploads here on this channel. It's imperative, guys, if you want to become successful. That's all I have for you guys in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. I'm getting back over now to start doing some live trading and take a look at the market as we have it right now. Take care.